Accumulations through practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations through practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations through practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanye joda zoge jonam na chanjo bardo dane gyapsuch dage jinso kebe tsonam ge jola benjire sanje drubare sho Sanye joda zoge jonam na chanjo bardo dane gyapsuch dage jinso kebe tsonam ge jola benjire sanje drubare sho Sanye jola soge chonam la chanjo pardo dane kyapsuch age jinso kebe chonam ge jola penjir sanje drubare sho. And we'll read, okay, from page 208, what I have, dependent origination and emptiness. 208, 213, or 208, 213 or 208. And if you feel that the wisdom emptiness, this is something which I have to do, this is very precious, and even though you may not, okay, if you feel that way, good. Otherwise, if you can recite this compilation, once in a week, or if possible every day, if not once in a week, once in a month, there will be extremely the reinforcing in your mind. It re-energizes your mind into the wisdom of emptiness. It will continuously implant new seeds, the seeds of the wisdom of emptiness within you. This is so precious. Okay, 208. Gift of Youth Ratna Sutra. Manjushri, whoever listens even with doubt to this teaching on emptiness generates much greater merit than a bodhisattva who, lacking skill in means, practices the 6 perfections for 100,000 aeons. This being so, what need is there to say anything about a person who listens to this teaching without any doubt? What need is there to say anything about a person who imparts the scripture in writing, memorizes it, and also teaches authority and extensively to others? The treasured one does go on sutra. Any person who possessing all these 10 great known virtues enters into the teaching of selflessness and has faith and conviction that all phenomena are from the beginning pure of true existence, does not go to a bad rebirth. Chapter on Subduing Devil Sutra. If any bhikshu realizes that all phenomena are absolutely pacified of inherent existence, and the beginning of defilements is devoid of self-nature, it will remove the guilt of having defilements and make unstable the defilements, thus deeming even the immeasurable negativities dysfunctional that ruin the secondary wrongs done associated with ethics and rituals. Harideva's 400 verses on the middle way. Those with less merit will not even have a doubt in this Dhamma of ultimate reality. Should an inquiry ever arise in someone, it will shatter samsara into pieces. Acharya Chandrakirti's entering the middle way. Even as an ordinary being, when hearing about emptiness, if one experiences within utter joy and again, tears flowing from such pure joy moisten one's eyes, and one's hair stands on end, one is the seed of the wisdom of full awakening. Upalirikasa Sutra. The various delightful flowers blossom, and the sparkling supreme golden applause stands so alluring. For none of these is their creator. They are posited by the power of thought. It is through conceptualization that the world is imputed. Bhikkhuni Vajira's utterance in the Fundamental Wisdom of Vehicle Sutra. The mind is demonic which views the true self. You have a wrong view. These composition aggregates are empty. There is no being in them. Just as one designates a card in dependence upon collection of parts, so we assert a conventional extension being independence upon the aggregates. Venerable Shavara's writings. Searching for reality throughout space, one finds not the periphery and nor the center. All perception cease completely. Likewise, through the thorough search of mind and phenomena, one finds not even an atom of essence. Since the searching mind is not found, not seeing anything is seeing the reality. Saint Sara's writings. By entering into emptiness, but devoid of compassion, will not find the supreme path, but meditated upon One has not attained liberation but remain in samsara. The one capable of grasping the unity of the two will not remain in samsara nor abide in personal nirvana. King of Concentration Sutra. Just as in the dream of a young girl, she met with a boy and saw his death. Joyous was she at the meeting, and in anguish at his death, view all phenomena as thus. Nagarjuna's fundamental wisdom of the middle way. Seizing with heart, karmas and afflictions leads to nirvana. Karmas and afflictions arise from conceptual thought. These arise from mental elaborations of grasping true existence. Elaboration ceases by owing to emptiness. Neither the aggregates nor different from the aggregates. The aggregates don't depend on him, nor is he dependent on them. The Tathagata doesn't possess the aggregates. What is the Tathagata? That which dependently originates is posited to be to independent existence. That being dependently designated is the middle way. Since there is no phenomena that is not dependently originated, therefore there is no phenomenon that is not empty. Nagarjuna's precious garland. If the person is not earth, not water, not fire, not air, not space, not also consciousness, and not all of them, where is the person out of those? Just as a person is not truly existent because of being an aggregation of the six elements, each element also do not truly exist. They are the aggregations of their own constituents. Dharma Samgiti Sutra. Form is like a mass of form. Feeling is like a water bubble. Perceptions are like a mirage. Mental formations are like plantain trees. Consciousness is like an illusion. So taught Surya Mitra. Nagarjuna's commentary on Bodhicitta. Those who understand the emptiness of phenomena, yet also conform to the law of karma and its results. There is more amazing than amazing. There is more wondrous than wondrous. Arideva's 400 verses on middle way. When dependent arising is seen, ignorance does not occur. Thus, through all efforts, strive to find this subject. At the crossroads of six relations of consciousness that have diverse perceptions, are seen the hazy dualistic phenomena that which are based this. There is a magical show that is by nature deceptive. Don't believe them to be true, but view them as having the nature of emptiness. Don't let your mind go astray, but place it within the nature of appearance emptiness. Through not losing mindfulness, hold it within the nature of appearance emptiness. The sphere of appearing and existing phenomena is pervaded by the space of the ultimate clear light of suchness. There's an ineffable ultimate reality. Okay, here it says the sphere of appearing and existing phenomena. Whatever we see, we experience. So actually, there's emptiness behind it. There's real, the mother behind this. The mother referring to emptiness. The reality of everything is the lack of objective existence. But we see them as real. So what's the reality there is the emptiness of objective existence. That is what pervades all phenomena. So there, then nothing for you to grab onto. Nothing, even a speck of dust is not found to have intrinsic reality. This is when your mind is fully fully freed. Okay. The sphere of appearing and existing phenomena is pervaded by the space of the ultimate clear light of suchness. There's an ineffable ultimate reality. View this nature of emptiness through abandoning the mental contrivances. Don't let your mind go astray, but place it within the ambience of reality. Through not losing mindfulness, hold it within the ambience of reality. His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama's prayer for proliferating the Dhamma of the land of snows. Venerable Marble Zawa, Shebe Dorji, Jazumilaripa, and so on, a host of the precious Guardian, a source of blessings, the chain of the unaccepted masters of this outstanding tradition. To you all I pray, may the Buddha Dhamma of the land of the snows blaze forevermore. For all phenomena encompassing samsara and nirvana are but the radiance of spontaneous awareness. Awareness itself devoid of elaborations, it realizes the nature of Dhammakaya, pervading all existences and appearances of samsara and nirvana, is the great Mahamudra. May the Buddha Dhamma of the land of snows blaze forevermore. Nagarjuna's praise of Dhammadadu. Impermanent, suffering, and empty, these three, they purify the mind. The Dharma that unsurpasses purifying the mind is the lack of intrinsic nature. Concluding prayer of Lama Tsongkhapa's commentary on Nagarjuna's fundamental wisdom middle way. Throughout my future lifetimes, may always be guided by the Manjushri and be able to uphold the Dhamma in general and the teachings on dependent origins in particular, even in the cosmic life. Keep the full tense. Shiri Heruka, Shiri Heruka, Shiri Heruka. He is the selflessness of phenomena, the emptiness of the mind, which is also everything as is impurity of causal nature. Who is the selflessness of the person, the emptiness of the self that is fabricated by the web of conceptual thought that grafted the self of person. Ka is the ultimate reality, the absence of the dissonant duality of subject and object. Shri is the non-dual exalted wisdom that abides in congruence with the emptiness of the object. This is the meaning of Evam. Okay. Before I do a little bit of conclusion and the talk offering, I'd like to invite maybe a few questions. 2, 3, 4 questions. Then we will also a little bit of concluding and then the talk. Yes.
How we become aware of the awareness, or when we are trying to look at the consciousness, and there is still another consciousness. So you went on to saying that in time, at some moments, we are bouncing from the conventional to the ultimate reality, back and forth.
And not reality. Conventional analysis, your mind is shifting. Conventional analysis to ultimate analysis to conventional analysis.
And for some moments, we can rest in the ultimate and then back and forth. And the vehicle I considered in a way is the vehicle of continuity there. But you use the same vehicle of continuity to justify that every movement has parts.
Yes.
So, so there is no contradiction there.
No.
I find it quite unintuitive.
Okay, so the
continuum is what I have to follow, and at the same time, it is refuting the movement being whole without its part, or indivisible.
No. The movement is always has many parts, and so we can say one thing is that we can make it. One thing is that always when we see things a little complicated, try to relate this to our day-to-day life. In our day-to-day life, yes, all our minds, however tiny the moment is, it has parts. Meanwhile, in the real life, we can see that, okay, I'm looking at the Omananda, and then I shift to Ravi, again I shift to Omananda. This is possible. It doesn't mean that my mind focused on Omananda is indivisible. No, this is not a condition. Within that, there are so many parts. But in the convention, yes, I'm focusing mind on Omananda, now I'm focusing mind on the Ravi. So this, shift can happen in the conventional sense. So while I'm focusing, if I spend like 2 seconds on Omananda, so these 2 seconds of the mind focusing on Omananda is also divided into thousands of divisions of the year, where object, although all these different moments of the mind, but the focus object is the same. Just keep focusing. Like 10 seconds, object remains the same. So this is possible. Okay, more questions? Yes. Consistently? Okay, this is a good question. If that happens, this is what the author, Lama Tsongkhapa, who we are all constantly referring to, the Manjushri gave the advice to him that, if they say with emptiness, there's a little fear coming, in a way, this is very fortunate that you are going in that direction. At the same time, say emptiness, keep in mind, there are 2 questions. What we are doing, do things exist? Everything exists. It's not that everything's empty, everything exists. But nothing exists objectively. Everything infallibly exists subjectively. advice given by the Manjushri is that they try to always look at the functionality of the world. How by dependent origination? How by dependence on other factors, things come into existence. So the dependent origination. We talk about emptiness equals dependent origination. Dependent origination equals the middle way. How dependent origination equals the middle way? There are two. Dependence and origination. Origination means something comes into existence. So why the fear is coming is that you are getting the inkling that, oh, it's saying like nothing exists. No, things exist, things originate. So it is advised to think more from the dependent origination side. Yeah, good. Any more questions? Yes, Pinzola.
I'm not saying that I've realized, but when we come to that realization, we always should get that scare moment or
Okay, so basically the idea is that initially at a tinge of fear most likely will come to anybody who get a first, say, the inkling of emptiness, or glimpse of emptiness. This is what is bound to happen. And if you give, as I said earlier, if it is acute, unbearably painful or fearful, then they stop meditation for some time. And you consult with your teachers. Whereas if it is just like, say, a fear of the prank, right? You know what prank is? Ipshita? You don't know. Prank. What is prank? Yes. No, joke is very mild.
Hiding behind the door and scaring.
Scaring. This is the word. Scaring, right? So scaring. So if it's a fear like the prank fear, then don't be afraid. Just keep doing this practice. Eventually, this fear will be replaced by extremely tranquil experience. So precious. So this is bound to happen. But the requirement is that we're not sure whether it will become the tranquil experience or it will become like a mechanical experience, right? Okay, earlier I used to have some fear, tickling sensations. Now it's become too mechanical, right? For all the stuff, but it doesn't have any feelings, which means you have to go through extensive studies, more extensive studies, not just the complacent with only few ingredients. More extensive studies will give you the more information for you to reflect on, and this will make you to see things from different angles. So in other words, extensive studies is so important and reflection. Good? Yes?
how do I raise happiness and sing songs for happiness?
Okay, there are so many songs here in this book. In this book, there are so many songs. You're getting it? Very good book. So if you look at the title, the hymns, look. Hymns to the Buddha, the world's transcendent. It's not only a song, it's a hymn. It's there. And then what is that? The Song of the Stages part of enlightenment. Wow, there are so many songs there. Yeah, there are so many songs here. You can pick up the songs from this book. Okay, any more questions? Yes, Rachel?
It's not a question, it's I do very great. And at lunch I was trying to see if I could say why dependent origination was not improved ultimate reality.
Good.
So I think I know I'm almost definitely not correct, but I wanted to just share it.
Yes.
Dependent origination is not ultimate reality. It is a description of how phenomena, including subjects, interact. It explains how they exist in mutual dependence. It operates in the realm of conventionality.
So if something qualifies these descriptions, why should it not be ultimate truth?
Well, because if it's operating in the realm of conventional truth,
Realm of conventional analysis?
conventional analysis,
Okay.
and if it's talking about phenomena, so it's talking about concepts
So what's the problem? If it is a concept, why should it not be ultimate?
Because for ultimate reality is beyond conceptual thoughts and beyond mental interpretation.
And then even the emptiness of the flower is also not beyond, it's what we can express.
But the emptiness of the emptiness of the emptiness of the flower.
Exactly. So emptiness, even the emptiness of the flower is not the ultimate. Because emptiness, again, we have the emptiness and emptiness of flowers there.
But if it's an ever ongoing.
Yes. So the emptiness of flower, is it the ultimate or not?
The emptiness of the flower or no.
Answer is yes. If you say no, then you have defeated the purpose. Anyone?
Yes, two things. You can elaborate on this unfoldment process between objectivity and subjectivity when suchness of the object is introduced. This is one question. And the second,
No, what's the question?
when is suchness of
Yes.
introduced?
Okay.
This is one thing.
Yes, please. Others can hear.
And the second question is why in Mahamudra and other schools there has to be admitted luminosity as characteristic of emptiness.
Okay. The two questions, one question. Okay, Mahamudra part, I understood this. The first one.
The first question is when is the term suchness of the object is introduced in this process for moving from the objectivity towards subjectivity.
When is the suchness introduced? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. When is when is the suchness introduced? When we move from the objectivity to the subjectivity, meaning that initially we see things as objective real, and gradually you come to realize this is all coming from our mind. In your mind. So one thing that message in this book again, in this book, it was yeah. At the end there is, just see where is it. Look at the table of contents. Staircase to emptiness. Staircase to emptiness. Tejala is so thorough with this book. She edited this so meticulously. She's so thorough. Perhaps 2 years ago, she must be knowing every page what is there. So now the two years, COVID. Okay. 305, staircase to emptiness. 305. 297 or 305. Okay, so mine one is, I think, 297. Okay, so let's see that there's somewhere I would highly suggest you to read this and see if you can use this for your meditation manual till your meditation emptiness becomes stable. Okay, so in other words, in this this is what I wrote, staircase emptiness. In this, the explanation given, it's not that objectivity changed to subjectivity in your mind, because it's always subjective. Nothing is objective, but in your mind, what you thought is objective is shifted. The shift in the perception takes place. What you earlier thought is always subjective, objective is now seen as subjective. This is what you discovered. That happens when that shift happens. When you move to the subjective means empty of objectivity. Empty of objectivity is the suchness. Exactly. Then the second part is a very good question. With the practice of Mahamudra, with the practice of Dzogchen, with the practice of the union of the innate primordial clear-light mind. Okay, the innate clear-light mind, and then in the Sakya tradition is the Setong Sonshu, the union of the emptiness and the Seltong, the clarity and the emptiness. So in all these experiences, there's a tremendous emphasis on the luminosity of the mind, where the luminosity, clear-light nature of the mind is manifested. So, is this deception? It's not deception. This is the true nature, where your mind stills through deliberate practice, mind stills then the clear light mind, like the water, say the dirty water, you don't stir it, keep it just there, keep it there without stirring it, it gradually settles. The sediments settle down and the clarity manifests through techniques. Likewise, through techniques, the mind, the sediments of the mind, mental defilements subside and the luminosity manifests. When this manifests, yes, of course, is a very profound experience. And some people, they think that this is everything. This is everything. This is actually, you have crossed, you have, what do you call it? You have come to you have come to a great success of your practice. It's a great success. But now your job is to see the emptiness of this clarity. Emptiness of this clear light mind, luminosity. To reach to that level itself is amazing. The luminosity of the mind. And then you will come to realize that all these phenomena, they are nothing but the radiance of this luminous mind. So this, at the moment, my mind has the nature of the luminosity, but the luminosity is not manifested. So when you practice it, then the luminosity is manifested. And in some cases, like Dzogchen tradition, they say that the Rigpa, the awareness. So this awareness is already there with every moment of the mind, afflictive mind, non-afflictive mind, wisdom, ignorance, everywhere there's the awareness is what pervades all this mind. So this, you identify this. And that's a very practice. Then from there you move to the emptiness of this awareness. So this will then make this mind. So the point is that say when the luminosity arises, the luminous mind, in terms of the very gross mental defilements, they are subsided. But from this luminous, it is like, say, very beautiful the sunshine day. Beautiful sunshine day for the last 2 months. One month, your mind is so gloomy because of the foggy weather, wet, cold. Suddenly there's a bright sunshine day. What happens to your mind? Even the mind feels so light. So likewise, with the luminosity manifested, that's what experience. That is so precious. But this luminosity, you see it as truly real. So now you have to see the emptiness of that. So that luminosity must be used to see the emptiness of itself. Then that becomes the union of the objective clear light and the subjective clear light. That is the one which will eventually eradicate all the mental defilements. Are you good? Yes.
So, when the mind is convinced regarding to what Nagarjuna is talking about, the ultimate analysis. But then, so I'm convinced that this tool of ultimate analysis is working, is taking away the objective reality. But then it seems to me that, let's call it like the conversation or the debate about the conventional reality is still ongoing.
Yes.
And like
take your emptiness, read that, right? Simply because you realize emptiness doesn't mean that daily traffic will stop. Empty, daily traffic stops, right?
And then
everything operates.
Yeah, and then this operation, there's so many questions about how disease are there, what's the causes and the conditions to things to come up.
Okay.
And it seems to me like sometimes that also Buddha was giving a lot of teachings about how things are coming up, how emotions are being created. And it seems to me sometimes that in this I'm wondering if this field is enough, I don't know, like...
Okay, so
you know what I mean?
Within that, when the Buddha taught the cause effect, so ignorance is the cause and misery is the result. Wisdom is the cause and nirvana is the result. Right? So wisdom is the cause. Oh, I should have the wisdom, right? What is that wisdom? To see things as empty of objective existence. So it is still under the domain of cause and effect. In fact, the whole universe is operating governed by the law of cause and effect. Whole universe. It's not that when you meditate emptiness, you are freed from the cause and effect. No. You are within the bound of the cause and effect operation. So because the cause effect operation, you are within that bound, therefore, you have to realize that with the wisdom of emptiness, the fear dissolves. With self-grasping ignorance, the fear arises. So what should you do? Knowing the cause and what should you do? You have to cultivate the wisdom. What's the wisdom? To see emptiness. So you have to see the emptiness. You're getting it? So to see the emptiness does not contradict with the law of cause and effect which Buddha taught. In fact, these two are so compatible. Yeah, good. More questions? Yes.
So Geshe, would it be correct to say that to see the conventional truth directly? I mean, to see the conventional truth, one has to first see the ultimate truth. Only then.
That's a good question. Very good. This is coming from a professor. Okay. To interact with the conventional truth and to see conventional truth. So, for example, say drinking water, using the fan, we interact with the conventional truth. But to see the conventional truth, is it that we have to see ultimate reality? This is a very good question. The answer is yes. Yes. Say, only when we cognize, it's not just mere understanding. Only when we cognitively cognize the ultimate reality, then the next moment you can cognitive cognize conventional truth. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay. That's it? Yes. Yes. Say it again.
So when Buddha says that to see the conventional truth, so this is that to see the conventional truth as opposed to project the conventional truth. Is that a connotation?
Connotation meaning that every time we project phenomena. Those we projected, they are known as conventional truth. Right? But we don't see them as conventional truth. Right? Okay. Any more hands? Any more? More hands? Okay, tomorrow morning, no hands coming up. Tomorrow morning, everybody's leaving. Anyone? Okay, no more hands here.
So in the prayer of 14 Dalai Lama, of proliferating the Dhamma of the land of Tibet, towards the end is the mention of the great Mahamudra.
Okay. Good. So this is what I said already. So first you experience the luminosity of the mind, the luminous mind, which the Omananda said, the luminous mind. You experience that, and you see that luminous mind. That is this is what whose radiance manifests in the form of all the samsara, nirvana, everything. They come from this luminous mind. This is one part of the story. Then the next one is this. You use this luminosity, luminous mind. Use this to see how this luminous mind is empty of true existence. But then the emptiness of the luminous mind is known as the objective clear light, and the luminous mind itself is known as the subjective clear light. So subjective clear light, objective clear light unite, that becomes the great Mahamudra. Mahamudra, yes, the real Mahamudra. Okay, yes.
So through various texts, there are many refutations by all the Arya. So there's these refutations of 12-link interdependence, being objectively existence, that sort of things. There's also, you taught us on meditating on emptiness to experience it ourselves. So studying the refutations of objective existence of 12-link interdependence and the actual meditations on emptiness, it seems distinct. One is something you need to know a concept, and then based on that concept, refute objective existence. The other one will be based on ourselves or something that's close to us to understand emptiness. Now, the question is, when we if someone were to practice as taught, it will be on the experience of oneself. Then why are we studying all those conceptual refutations?
Okay, I think perhaps for some of the same. Okay, maybe this last question. So because that we should stop at 4:30. Because people are leaving, they have trains to catch, buses to catch. Okay, so what Sunil was saying is that there are two things happening. One is like the 5-point meditation emptiness, very simple. On the other hand, so many extensive studies, rejections, and so forth. There are two things. Why don't we have a direct meditation emptiness? The 5 points, very simple, easy. Why do we need all these rejections and so forth? Why? So this is like the, so this is where the two must go together. It is like the who is, what is that? Who is the 100 meters runner? Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt. Who is Usain Bolt? Who's Usain Bolt? Fastest man on the earth on the earth today. Not sure in the future. On today. Okay. Fastest man in a short 100 meters, right? So there, what is his job? To run 100 meters, right? And I'm sure that there are so many things that he has to do in his gym. Gym is not 100 meters long, but there are so many things happening there, like weightlifting, pulling, right, and eating nutritious food, sleeping on time, then jumping. He doesn't have to jump. His job is run. Why does it jump? Why does it love the weightlifting, gym? Why does it do all these things? Why? These are all required. Without these things, 100 meters dash seems to be very simple. No, it is not that simple. There's a final performance. But before that, there are so many other things required. So what is house? House means the wall, pillar. We don't need the rafters. We don't need the scaffoldings. We don't need the small shops there, where there's a huge building coming up. That the workers, they require small groceries. So small shops. Small shop. Why do we need small shops? Small shop has nothing to do with the building. Building is just walls, right? But all these other things are required in order to make the building come strong and good. So likewise, for the wisdom of emptiness, to make it very powerful, 5-step meditation, which seems so simple, to feel the effectiveness of that, then all other repetition, these will make your mind, well, number one, very sharp. Number two, information like the gym, right? All these things are given. That when you meditate is very effective. Otherwise, 1 week workshop, after this you do this meditation, and you will say it's very uplifting, so beautiful, moving experience, tickling sensations for 2 days. And then it disappears. And it becomes so mechanical. It's because all these are missing. Gym, running, jumping, skipping. He must be doing skipping a lot, right? All these things are missing. So we have to do we require all this. Okay, good. So now, what I will share with you is that the people ask me, some of you from the one-on-one meeting ask me, how to sustain this practice, how to continue this practice. So for that, we require, in simple terms, we require 4 things. We require 4 things. One is single point of meditation, renunciation, bodhicitta, wisdom and emptiness. The 4 things are required. At the same time, how we do that is first, the refuge bodhicitta. This is very important. Just one verse from this book. One verse, and if you want to make it very short, like 10 minutes, one verse from this, on refuge bodhicitta, and then if just 10 minutes, then you don't have time for meditation, single point meditation. You have to skip the meditation. Then if you don't ask me, where is meditation? You're getting it? If you want meditation, minimum it should be like half an hour, or 45 minutes, 1 hour like this. If you say, I have only 10 minutes, then don't think about single point of meditation. right? Okay. And if you insist, you want to do it. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you do it, right? And you're asking me, what about 10 minutes meditation? Then or if you want to do just 21 minutes of breathing meditation, do that. 21 cycles, not 24 minutes, 21 cycles, which is like 1.5 minutes meditation. If you have only 10 minutes, is what I'm saying. Then for the renunciation, the first Ye Dharma mantra. This is so important. Knowing the meaning of the mantra, Ye Dharma mantra, and the meaning of that one stanza, all phenomena arise from causes taught by the Tathagatas, decision causes well taught by the Buddha. Then the 4 seals. Then the 4 seals, followed by 4 seals. And as you read the 4 seals, not just reading, reflect on the points. Even be it like, say, all composite things seem permanent. Just think about in your life how many people disappeared, how many changes happened in your life. Then all contaminated things are suffering nature. Where my mind is contaminated by self-grasping, self-centered attitude, I'll only have the miseries. All my miseries are there because of these. Then everything's nature, emptiness, selflessness. What I'm experiencing is what I'm saying is objective real. They're all deceptive. They all come from my mind. And then transcendent sorrows, peace. This is how I can have peace. Okay, then after this, bodhicitta. Bodhicitta, the first mentally invoke the spirit, may I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. Say this and include one verse. I go for refuge to Buddha. So here in this book, I go for refuge to Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. Say this 1 time or 3 times. So, and then with this bodhicitta is transformed into a white moon desiccated heart. And think of how to become Buddha. Meditate on emptiness. Very briefly again, on the 5 points. What are they? Hey, 5 points of emptiness, meditation. Self. 6 elements. 2 questions. Space like emptiness. Illusion like emptiness. Okay, so since you don't have time, you don't even have time to say that meditative equipoise of this space like emptiness. Meditative equipoise, just delete that. Say space like emptiness. You don't have time. And then the other one is illusion like emptiness. You're getting it. Space like emptiness, space like emptiness, and illusion like emptiness come out. Okay, objective is not there, but I'm perceiving it's just illusion like. And then make it into Vajra at your heart. And share with all your dear mother sentient beings. And imagine all the Buddhas, they're so happy they shower down. You don't have time, request them to shower the place very soon. Right? Do it very soon. And then finish, and then dedicate the verse, just 1 verse. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I never be separate from my, what is that? Not this one. Oh. Lifetimes? Okay, that one or any verse is fine, but we have included here is in all my lives through the force of this merit, never separate from the, not this one, or this one. Throughout my future lifetimes? No? Okay, not this one. There's, I think, yes. Where is it? Page 209. So, but the entire verse is not fixed. You can choose any verse which you feel is powerful. Do that, finish. And then if you want to make it really effective, then first begin by making prostrations, make offerings and so forth. And then before you go to bed, make 3 prostrations. Yeah. Okay, this is just 5 minutes. And if you are more serious, I already compiled the detailed practice for about like 1 hour, say daily practice, or like 20 minutes middle length practice, or 6 minutes short practice. I have compiled this, and those who are interested, write to me, dordam@gmail.com. Not here. Okay, dordam@gmail.com. D for Denmark, O for orange, R for red, again D for Denmark, A for apple, M for monkey, dordam@gmail.com. Just write to me. They're asking for the short length, middle length, and the long, the detailed version, middle length version, and the short length version of the daily practice. Okay, so this is one thing. The next point is finally what is takeaway for you, what is takeaway for me is you don't have to go into any complications. Just always keep in mind, be kind to yourself and be wisely kind to yourself. What does mean be kind to yourself? Always think of giving yourself good things, taking you away from suffering and putting you into more happiness, right? And don't worry about, oh, what about others? Others will ultimately come here. That comes under be wisely kind to yourself. How to be wise to kind to yourself? To stay away from miseries, what should you do? You should stay away from negative actions. Stop negative actions to the best you can. Stop shouting at your mother. Just stop unnecessary thoughts. Try your best. It's not that easy. Then say, because you want happiness, be kind to yourself. To get happiness, expand your love and affection. Try to increase your love and affection. Increase. Just make a commitment that I'll try my best to be kind towards others. No matter what the other person does to you, but I'll try my best to be kind. If not, at least I'll not harm others. So with this, these are two things, the meaning of be wisely kind to yourself. Okay, so with this, in a way, this is what the Buddha summarized as the Buddha's own teaching. Commit no evils. Accumulate as great wealth of virtues as possible. Tame your mind. So then, how to tame the mind? Go into renunciation, bodhicitta, and the perfect view, the wisdom of three principal paths. Tame your mind. This is the teaching of the Buddha. Okay. Then also, let us never fail ourselves. Let us never let us never discourage ourselves. Let us never underestimate your potential. Just imagine that even though you may feel that, oh, others are very smart, they're very intelligent, they're nothing. Just keep in mind that the fact that what I think as I'm nothing, this is also dependent originated. This is also like a worn out stupa, old stupa, and a golden stupa too. What's the difference? Is that both are equally made dependent originated. They both arise by dependence on like 1,000 bricks. So other bricks, other stupa, the bricks are golden. Therefore, it becomes a golden stupa. One of the bricks are one of bricks. So therefore, it becomes a one of stupa. So what should I do? If I want my stupa to be golden stupa, remove one of brick and replace with the golden brick. Study emptiness a little bit. Read about emptiness a little bit. Put this book next to your bed or close to your dining table. And every day try to read one stanza, one page. So this is where you are remove one out brick and replacing with a golden brick. Over time, your stupa will start to glow. You're getting it? So you're all dependent originated. So if you believe in this, then you see that you will never dissuade yourself. You will never underestimate yourself. Nobody can fail you, believe it or not. Nobody can fail you. Only you can fail yourself. When you say that, I'm hopeless, I cannot do anything, that is the greatest failure. Nobody can fail you. So this is very important. Then the next is that we talk about, let's not forget this. The ceasing of karmas and afflictions is nirvana. Karmas and afflictions arise from inappropriate tension. which in turn arises from the elaborations. Elaboration ceases through the wisdom of emptiness. The five, remember these 5 points. What are the 5 points? Very quick. Hey, those who are hearing for the first time in this retreat, what are the 5? Hey, suffering, karma, afflictions, inappropriate attention, self-grasping is very good, the 5 points. So there, just imagine that, know this is a technical part, know these 5 points, and you can become very rich in your meditation. You are in the car, you're in the metro, you're in the train, the aeroplane, you are walking, say you're in the wilderness, enjoying the forest, and then you're next to the beach, enjoying the beautiful ocean. Think of these 5 points. You're getting it? First, what is that? The suffering. So how that comes in being is karma, contaminated karmas. What is contaminated karmas like? Contaminated karma, say till the last one. What is the last one? Self-grasping ignorance. Self-grasping ignorance, you really need to have extensive studies. Otherwise, the first 3, they don't really, you have some degree of understanding already, even without exposure to any of these philosophy studies. So for example, karma, what is the wrong things that we do? Say 3 physical non-virtuous karmas, 4 verbal non-virtuous karmas, 3 mental non-virtuous karmas, total 10 non-virtuous karmas. So these are, we can easily identify them. No stealing, no killing, no sexual misconduct. Then what are the 4? No lying, no harsh words, no slandering. Then no gossip, no idle gossip. Then finally, the 3, no malice, no covetousness, and no wrong view. Right? These are something which we can easily identify. So these are like the ferocious waves on the ocean. You want to see the which do you want to? Which is more beautiful, the ferocious waves or the extremely serene ocean with the clear water? Which is more beautiful? Extremely serene, clear water. This is what we would like to see. If you want to see this first, this ferocious wave must be stopped. What is this ferocious wave? Negative karmas. Stop the negative karmas. Without this, impossible to see emptiness. Emptiness, trying to see the true nature of your mind. Impossible. So the ferocious waves, all these, first identify these 10 non-virtuous sections and see what you can do to remove these. For these, we don't really require very big books to know. Very easy. In a small child, if you explain this, the person will understand it. The 10 non-virtuous sections. Then once the 10 non-virtuous sections are stopped, then it is like, say, what happens when the ferocious waves stop? What happens? You see the bubbles in the water. You're getting it, bubbles. These bubbles are like the afflictions. So without these bubbles, if they don't subside, you cannot see the clarity of the water, pure nature of the water. You cannot see that. So the afflictions, or anger, attachment, jealousy, craving, and so forth. So this must be toned down. How to tone them down? Let's say, guided Bodhisattva's way of life. Particularly when you become extremely, your anger, short temper, you lose your temper so easily. So it taught us how to say, in the first place, you cannot control it right away. Remain like a piece of wood. Don't let the verbal negativities come out. Don't let the physical negativities come out. Just stay like a piece of wood. And then your mind, gross version of your mind will subside. Okay, so this is how we can gradually stay away from the afflictions. Then the other one is inappropriate attention. Inappropriate attention is the exaggerating qualities of object. Oh, this is so good, this is so bad. Things only exist in relative terms. Only exist in relative terms. When you feel so sad, I'm so low, think of people who are lower than you. Think of people who are even less privileged than you. Then you say that you are, you're better. Your mind will be uplifted. When you say egoistic, think of people who are better than you. So things all exist in relative terms. And only then, say, the water bubbles subside, then the tiny sediments are there. These should subside. That is like subsiding the inappropriate attention. Once they subside, then you see there's a very tiny current of the water, like the movement of the water is there. That is the self-grasping ignorance. That subsides, then the true nature of the water will become manifest. Okay, this is the only way. If you really want to see emptiness, the gross wave should stop, bubbles should stop, the sediments should stop, and the very subtle, nuanced, and the current underneath the water should stop to see the ultimate reality. This is one thing. And when it reaches to that level, it's so important not to forget to say it's a process, particularly tackling self-grasping ignorance. To remove this is a long process because of which it involves study, reflection, and meditation. Always keep in mind that while I do my any other practices, I should not be separate from the study, reflection, meditation. Particularly study. Initially studies. When the study becomes rich, then focus should be on the phase should be on the second one, reflection. When the reflection is so good that your conviction is so deep, then the phase should be moved to the third, more emphasis on meditation while not compromising the studies and the reflection. That is one thing required. Then finally, what is the mark of being a good practitioner? Okay, let's make it very simple. What's the mark of good practitioner? Is that as you age, you become happier, and happier person. It's easy. We don't have to touch the ego, whatever. You're getting it? You become happier, right? More and more people, they come to you, right? Not because of money, not because of health, and in any way you are aging, not because of youth. Your youth is disappearing, right? Not because of wealth, not because of the power, but still more and more people come to you, which means that you are a happier person. If you are becoming happier, and if you're given a choice, you want to go back of your youth, you will say, no, I prefer what is now. That is a mark of being a good practitioner. If you prefer the youth, and if you miss your youth, you become more and more unhappy, you become more and more lonely, which means that it has to be part of a gain, right? So this is one thing. And then another mark of the good practitioner is where, say you are a good practitioner, you are a bad practitioner, or you're a hopeless person, whatever. The thing is that we all are bound to go through problems in our life. When you go through problems, what's the tendency? For example, they say that, particularly when I was a child, I remember that most of you, I'm not too sure about you, but see if you also fit in the group. So say when I was a child, age maybe like 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Say that suddenly for whatever reason, say this glass falls, I hit my hand, my hand hit the glass falls, and who's ever sitting next to me, the blame goes to the person. It's because this person let it fall, right? So we are so good at blaming somebody else for anything. We're so good at blaming either the sun or the cloud, even the fan. Because of the fan it fell, because of this fan, right? We are so good at blaming. And then when you blame outside, it's fine. You blame outside, and if the mental unhappiness subsides, perfect. And that's your dharma. But it doesn't happen. So where the blame goes out, say you cannot get into the external factors. So whereas, say, in your case, even if somebody abuses me, but I feel the hurt. I feel hurt means that self-grasping, ignorance, self-centered attitude, these two are acting on me. And instantly the blame goes to these two, self-grasping, ignorance, some people say SGI and SCA, right? I ask, what is these two, right? SGI, SCA, what is SGI, SCA? Self-grasping, ignorance, and self-centered. This is what I heard in Singapore. Singapore, they are so good at this. So one time in a group, they said that what is that? HYT. What is HYT? Hayas Yoga Tantra. Yeah, so they're so good. And so what I'm saying is that if the blame start to go towards the SGI and SCA, right, instead of outside, you are a good practitioner. And it's not that, oh, I should blame. No, it's very strange. You feel a little low. The fact that I feel low is because of my SGI and SCA, right? The moment the blame goes there, instantly your mind will feel uplifted. That's so beautiful. That's amazing. The blame go. Just try this and see gradually if it becomes natural in you. Then you feel sad, low, hopeless. Then again, look, self-grasping, self-centered, these two acting on me. The moment the blame goes inside, instantly your mind feels uplifted. That the feeling of low dissolves. This is so beautiful. Okay. In short, day by day, if not day by day, if not month by month, for sure, by year, you should become happier and happier person. Right? By remembering this, commit no evils, accumulate as great wealth of virtues as possible, and tame your mind. These things will not happen so easily. We should tame your mind. This is teaching of the Buddha. Okay, so what we do is that we will quickly do the soul offering. Page number? Okay, so what we do is that Prajanji, please come. Come. Okay. Okay, what we do is that while I will do the actual blessing of the talk, it's going to be very short. Let us turn to page 341, verse 58. Page 241, sorry. Page 241, verse 58. Tejala, where is it? Guru Puja, verse 58. No. The Guru Puja, verse 58. 247. Okay, some of you page 247, some of you page 241. Mattress. Okay. Did you get it? My 241 and Tejala 247. Okay, 247 or 241. What we do is that we will do the soul offering very quickly, and okay. What we do is that all of us, we will recite Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Soha. Meanwhile, I will do the blessing of the talk. Okay, the Ajiji can be the Chen leader, Chen master. Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Soha.
Taya ta Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Soha. Taya ta Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Soha. Taya ta Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Soha. Taya ta Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Mune Soha Tayada Muni Muni Mamune 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 Soha Tayana 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 Muni Muni Mamune Soha.
Okay, thank you. We'll turn to page 241. Now the offerings are already blessed. What we do is now we make offerings to all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, to first you to your gurus. Okay, this is just for us. We're learning. The root gurus, the lineage gurus, yidams. So we invoke all these the enlightened beings, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas to descend. Then we make offerings to them one by one, and making offerings. Then what kind of blessings do you seek? This is all presented as we read. You will see this. Okay, we'll just say this one time. Page 58. Okay, maybe. Sorry, not verse 58. So if Ajirji, you can do that. Where's the mic? Okay, otherwise we alter it. Fine. Okay, Om Ahom. The host of root and lineage gurus, Yadam, the host of deities,
three jewels of the
three jewels
refuge,
of
Viras,
refuge,
Dakni,
Vikas.
Dharmapala, and the guardians of the teaching. I request you, who are in the nature of the compassion, to appear and come to this open side. Please place your radiant firmly upon this elegant throne formed of jewels, amidst an ocean of the clouds of outer, inner, and the sacred offering. Grant us, who are arriving in the supreme realization, the powerful attainment that we all wish for. Oh, this ocean-like chalk offering of uncontained nectar, blessed by Samadhi, Mantra, and Mudra, we offer in order to please you, host of root lineage gurus, Om Ahom, contented by your support with all the splendors that could be wished for. Om Ahom, please let your blessing. Blessed by concentration, mantra and mudra, the ocean-like chalk offering of spotless nectar, I offer for your delight assemblies to the root and the lineage guru, satisfied by enjoying an abundance of all you wish. Please, I beg, let fall a great rain of blessing. Blessed by concentration, mantra and mudra, this ocean-like chalk offering of spotless nectar, I offer for your delight assemblies of Yudam, deities, and the attendants, satisfied by abundance of all you wish. Please, I beg, let fall out great rains of powerful accomplishment. Blessed by concentration, mantra and mudra, this ocean-like chalk offering of spotless nectar, I offer for your delight assemblies to the most precious jewels. Satisfied by enjoying an abundance of all you wish, please, I beg to holy dharma. Please, by intuition, mantra and mudra, the ocean-like chalk offering of spotless nectar, I offer for your delight assemblies to the darkness and the dharma protector. Satisfied by enjoying the abundance of all you wish, please, I beg, let fall great rain of virtuous deeds. Bless my concentration, mantra and mudra, this ocean-like chalk offering of spotless nectar. Let me.
Are you good? Just wait a while. Okay. Yeah, 3. Here. 1, 2, 3, line. The first nectar. This ball here. Here. Okay, then next Namsala. Next Yundila. Okay, just for information, what we have here is the first one is the tea. Tea, ideally speaking, it is to activate the vital energy, to practice that Dharma well. And so we have the symbolic of the tea, the black tea, and the one is the resin. So these are the substance to activate the vital energies within your body. And then the food. So these are 2 components. And when you take this, the Pinzola will give you one small of the nectar. You take it and imagine that you experience the bliss, the joy, and think of the emptiness. Then the second one, Namsala gives you the resin. You eat it, and you feel the what is this? Bliss, joy of the bliss. Then with this, use this bliss to see the emptiness. Okay. Then the next is the offerings of the food. Okay. So wait. Let's say it together now. 66. Look
venerable, a great circle of the chalk, you which hath followed in the Sugathas of the 3 times, and are the source of all powerful attainment. Since we bring this, O great hero, who has forsaken the consumptive mind, please enjoy continually this circle of chalk. Ah, la la ho. Very good.
Together, we say together. With nature inseparable from the 3 Vajras.
I visualize myself as a Guru Idam, this nectar of immaculate wisdom knowledge, without striving from bodhicitta. I drink to satisfy the deities dwelling in my heart with great bliss.
Okay. Ajiji, would you mind giving the mic to Tejala? Tejala, you then sing this one. Not sing. All the Tathagatas recite this. Just flow. Let's finish this. Yeah. Okay. Meanwhile, while this distribution is happening, the Ajiji, a few younger people should come to distribute this talk. Younger people, Pradiksh, come. Come. And the Drishti, come. Drishti, come. Stand up. And this small girl, come. Tenji to Vichen. Yes. Come. And particularly those who think that you are young, come. Come. Okay, distribute. That's all true. Everyone.
We'll start.
There. The Pravinji, let this girl distribute. All this.
Okay.
Yeah, to everyone. All this. All this.
Geshe, shall we continue?
Yes, continue.
Okay. All Tathagata Buddhas, Veera, heroes, yoginis, dakas and dakinis. To all of you I make this request. O
Heruka, who delights in supreme bliss and who attains the mudra experiencing bliss, please by enjoying
yourself in accordance with the rites, join with innate bliss and emptiness. May the hosts of stainless dakinis look with loving compassion and accomplish all deeds. Whom we make our request to you, the Tathagatas who are thus gone, as well as to the Veeras, Yoginis, Dakas and Dakinis. Yoginis dance with enchanting, soothing movements, the protectors so exceedingly to please. And the multitudes of Dakinis come before us and bless us, bestow upon us innate great bliss. You, the multitudes of immaculate Dakinis, look upon us with love, bestow all the powerful attainments, whom we make our request to you, the Tathagatas who are thus gone, as well as to the Veeras, Yoginis, Dakas and Dakinis, the great bliss that is possessed of liberating qualities, the great bliss without which freedom cannot be gained in one life. Though one endures many asceticisms, the great bliss abides within the center of the Supreme Lotus.
La 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 ho aye
You, the multitudes of immaculate Dakinis, look upon us with love, bestow all the powerful attainments, whom we make our request to you, the Tathagatas who are thus gone, as well as to the Veeras, Yoginis, Dakas and Dakinis. Just as the lotus born out of the mud, great bliss, though born out of desire, is unsullied by its faults. O Supreme Yoginis, by the bliss of your lotus, may the bonds of samsara be quickly untied.
La la
You, the multitudes of immaculate Dakinis, look upon us with love, bestow all the powerful attainments, whom we make our request to you, the Tathagatas who are thus gone, as well as to the Veeras, Yoginis, Dakas and Dakinis. Like a swarm of bees drawing forth the nectar of flowers, may we likewise be satiated by the captivating nectar of the mature lotus possessing qualities.
La la ho aye
You, the multitudes of immaculate Dakinis, look upon us with love, bestow all the powerful attainments, whom impure deceptive appearances become purified in the sphere of emptiness. This magnificent nectar created out of pristine awareness, Om becomes a vast ocean of all desired things. Om Ahom. Om Ahom.
Okay, now the Yes, continue. 74.
Okay. Ho, this ocean of remaining soak of uncontaminated nectar, blessed by Samadhi, Mantra, and Mudra, we offer to please you, hosts of oath-bound realm protectors, O Ma Home, contented by your sport with all the splendors that could be wished for. Emma Ho, please accomplish the virtuous conduct of the yogic path as you have pledged. Ho, by offering this ocean of remaining sok to the guests who are left together with their entourage, may the precious teachings proliferate. May the upholders of the teachings, the offering patrons.
Tejal, hold for a while. Okay, Tejal, just hold for a while. Wait. Which stanza?
75, Geshe.
Okay, just wait.
Yeah.
Okay, now the end. So what we do is that from the talk that you got, the blessed talk that you got, from there just eat something, and from the leftover you offer something to the local spirits. And local spirits is not necessary that you give small thing. You can give bigger also. Yeah, some people they think that it's only just small piece and give it there. You can give bigger. No, give it there. Okay, if possible, ask somebody else to come. 2 people. Okay, Rajendra will identify 2 people. No, and the Dorji and Yundalan, you go into 2 groups, these 2 groups, and collect the leftover talk. You go now. Come this way, and it may not be only small pieces. It can be bigger also. Be more kind. Prashant offered a very small one. Nilsal is more generous, and Indrajit also generous.